Hey y'all, hey, it's Troyia Monay, back to y'all with another video. In today's video, you guys, we are getting to the nitty gritty, okay? You are trying to figure out, why is my business not making any sales? Why am I getting clicks and traffic to my website, but nobody's hitting the checkout button? And you're ultimately stressed. You're about to give up and you are like, listen, I need a breakthrough. What are the things that I can do to make sure that people are hitting the checkout button? People are engaging with my brand so that way I can keep my doors open and I can continue to go through and create revenue for myself and also for my business. Well, if that is the case, you are at the right place at the right time, you guys. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys five reasons as it relates to why you are not making sales for your online business, right? Like I said earlier, you're seeing the traffic. You might be seeing a lot of engagement on social media, or maybe you aren't going through and seeing those things and you're just trying to figure out what are some of the reasons why people or brands may not be making sales as relates to their business. I'm happy that you asked. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Well, wait, but before we hop into today's video, you guys, I have to go through and send you an exclusive invitation to the Building Your Brand workshop. You need to make sure that you are in the building for this workshop. It will be held on January 30th and also January 31st, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys, this is going to be a 3-hour workshop both days. It's going to go through and include Q&A, networking abilities, and of course, it wouldn't be me if I didn't give you some homework, some practical tips and tricks, and also some templates that's going to allow you to make sure that you are monetizing your brand and your brand can go through and get in front of your audience. On day one, we're talking all things your branding foundations and how to get in front of your target audience, how to even find out who your audience is essentially. On day two, you guys, we're talking all things get into the money, okay? So we're talking about how to go through and monetize your brand and also how to build community. So it is only $47 for you to go through and attend. There's no code needed. That is my discounted rate. Click the link down below. The link will also be here on your screen. There's also some upgrades available if you're interested there as well. All right, let's hop back into today's video. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and jump right on into today's video. I'm super excited about this topic, and I feel like one of my hidden gems and hidden secrets is helping people make money online and helping you figure out what's hindering you from making money online as well. So you guys know times have changed tremendously. The way that we market online today is completely different than the way we marketed pre-pandemic, okay? So I really want to go through and do a deep dive today as it relates to all the different reasons why you may not be seeing the sales that you want to see as it relates to your business, and also giving you some practical tips and tricks that can kind of go through and do a whole 360 for you. Turn that thing right around so that way you're able to see the revenue that you want to see as it relates to your company. Give this video a big thumbs up. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it. All right, let's hop right on into it. So the number one reason actually, and this is going to be the first thing that I'm going to talk about in today's video, as relates to most businesses not seeing the sales that they want to see within their company, is simply because they don't know who their target audience is, you guys. You have to know who you are marketing to. You have to speak their language. You have to create content that relates to them on their everyday lives. And you want to create content that really kind of speaks to the type of person they are and the type of things that they interact with on a daily basis, right? So there's a reason why we see Dawn commercials, the dish detergent, and there's kids running around the house and they're dropping plates and there's spaghetti splattered on the floor, because moms can relate to it. Parents can relate to that, right? So you want to think about the same thing when it comes to your business. How can I go through and get in front of my audience as it relates to the things that they're already going through on a daily basis? You want to go through and think about target audience much more broader than their age, their gender, their location. You guys know the basics, what we all go through and write down on all of our little target audience templates. We got to get into the nitty gritty. One thing that I always ask all of my clients to do as it relates to getting to know their target audience more is think about the time your target audience opens their eyes to the time they close their eyes to go to sleep, right? What are they doing every hour on the hour, right? You might go through and have a weekday schedule for them, and you will have maybe a weekend schedule for them. That's going to tell you everything that you need to know, right? So if I know that my target audience is going to brunch on Saturday morning with her girlfriends, that's probably not the best time that I should probably send her that email. Maybe I can go through and send her that email early morning, so that way as soon as she opens up, wakes up her eyes, and she's maybe fixing her morning coffee, she'll be able to see that, right? So you want to think about, who is my target audience? What is he or she doing? And how can I find those creative ways in order to get in front of that audience? That's your secret sauce, you guys. That's why brands like Stanley, you guys, they are doing numbers. I'm actually doing a Stanley case study right now, and they have mastered understanding their target audience, but not necessarily only understanding them. They've really gone through and mastered really listening to their target audience and executing on the things that their target audience is asking from them, and also the things that they're just noticing on a daily basis as it relates to their audience as well. All right, number 2, you guys, has everything to do with your marketing. To be honest, we have to do a better job when it comes to marketing our businesses in 2024. Our marketing, you guys, sucks sometimes, right? It's subpar, it's boring, it's typical. You cannot solely depend on social media in order for you to get that message out. You have to go through and take it a little bit of a step further, you guys, and really find creative ways to get in front of your audience. I heard this quote recently, and I'm like, man, this is literally a bar, okay? I heard this quote, and it says that people love to buy, they do not like to be sold to. So what it means for you as the CEO or as this business founder and this entrepreneur is you have to find those creative ways to sell to your audience without necessarily asking them for the sale, because sometimes it makes you seem desperate. Sometimes people can't trust you. So you want to find those little nooks and crannies ever so often that you're able to go through and use. So if you are struggling with marketing and you're like, Troyia, I just need some tips and tricks. What are some maybe Shopify apps out there that I can go through and use? There's 2 Shopify apps that I have to go through and recommend to you guys. The first one is going to be Minta. Minta is going to be an amazing app as it relates to social media and content creation. And then, of course, Reconvert. Reconvert, you guys, is an amazing app as it relates also to upsells, cross sales, down sales, all the different things. So I'm going to do a deep dive real quick and just show you guys a little bit more about Minta and also Reconvert and why you need to make sure you have them on the back end of your Shopify to increase those sales, to increase that engagement that you want to see on social media as well. So like I was telling you guys, you definitely need to make sure that you download Minta to the back end of your Shopify store today, especially if you have difficulties when it comes to content creation. I feel like with apps like Minta, there is no excuse that we are inconsistent with posting and sharing content on our feed. As you guys can see, Minta is going to be your all-in-one source for content creation, whether that be through social media or whether that be you trying to create content for your ads or anything along those lines too. So as you guys can see, you can generate unlimited product videos with Minta's AI powered machine, which is super, super cool because now you have product videos literally within seconds and you really don't got to do too much on the back end. You can also plan your content 2 months ahead of time. You can go through and auto post it, write out all of your captions and all the things in between. While doing this, I think that it is going to provide you with a lot more engagement because you aren't necessarily having to post your content in real time. So this is definitely for those of you guys who are busy. If you are busy, but you're like, I want to start this business, I want to start this brand until I have time in order to go through and build a team, Minta is definitely the app for you. So make sure you guys go through, click the link down below to go through and download Minta today. The next app I was telling you guys about is Reconvert. Now, Reconvert is no stranger here to my YouTube channel. I've talked about this app a ton over the years. This is what's going to help you guys with upselling, downselling, cross-selling, all the different things in between. Thank you page upsells. And these are the things that are going to help you increase your conversions and also increase your average order values. What I really love about Reconvert, you guys, is they allow you to collect birthdays. You can also upsell, you can track orders, you can do offer bundles. It's so much more. I think it's such a really cool and unique way to go back and get those sales that you may have gone through and missed, where people are trying to take things out of their cart. Maybe they're trying to go through and lower their checkout total. But I think that this is also a really great way to kind of put a little bit of pressure on your target audience in order to go through and boost those average order values like we can see here. I also like the fact that they always include data and analytics, so that way you can kind of see your brand's performance, you can see your metrics, you can see how you can even drive higher conversions than ever before. And of course, it's very simplistic, very, very easy in order for you to go through and set up. And they also go through and show you so many different other cool features that they have on their platform as well. All right, you guys. Number 3 is going to be simply your website. Your website can be ineffective. Your website can be confusing your target audience, and your website solely needs to build trust within your target audience, you guys. There's a couple things that I've written down here that I really want to make sure that I share with you that are so important when it comes to building out a functional website, a user-friendly website, and a website that's going to give your audience the best user experience today, right? First things first is you need to make sure that your website is automated on all different devices. That is going to be iPads. That is going to be, of course, tablets as well. Mobile, so cell phones, laptops, desktops. You need to make sure that when you are creating your website, that your target audience is able to access it effectively on every single device. To be honest, you guys, in today's day and age, your cell phone is going to be the number one thing that you want to make sure that your website is automated on. More people visit websites directly from their cell phone than anything. If you really think about it, right? Most people find you on social media. 9 times out of 10, people aren't scrolling social media on their desktop computer, right? They're scrolling it on their iPhone or on their cell phone, and they're going to click the link in your bio, or they'll click the link that you're promoting, and they'll be able to go through and find you there. So you need to make sure that your website is optimized for mobile heavily. The next thing I'll definitely say is I feel like in today's day and age, we can no longer get away with the DIY websites. I'm sorry to say it, but you do need to make sure that you are investing in a professional web developer. I know when I first started my business back in 2020, I created my entire website myself. Luckily, I'm pretty decent at graphic design, so it did have that professional look to it. But if you do not know how to create websites, if you are not good at graphic design, please invest and hire someone to do it. My favorite place to find web designers, you guys, is going to be Find My Design on Instagram. You can go through and look at their Instagram page. I'll probably link it right here so that way you guys can see it. They are basically an Instagram page that shout outs businesses who create websites and graphic design. That is usually where I would recommend going if you are looking for a graphic designer or a web developer. But you need to make sure that it is crystal clear, it is aesthetically pleasing, and that it is professional as well. Up next, you guys, is going to be your online presence and your branding. Some of us really suck in this category, not to throw any shade, but we definitely got to go through and get our tools out to make sure that we understand how to build a strong presence online. That's exactly the reason why I created the Building Your Brand Challenge. So you want to make sure that you guys are creating a strong brand presence online. The number one thing that you can go through and do when it comes to building your online presence is doing what you said that you were going to do and looking like an expert in that field and in that category, right? So if I'm a loungewear brand, for example, I need to look as if or act as if I am the number one loungewear brand out there, so that way people can position me as an expert in that field. So let's go through and let's just do a little quiz. So if I'm thinking loungewear, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Probably Skims, right? If we're thinking bras and panties, first thing that comes to mind, Victoria's Secret, right? If we're thinking sportswear, tennis shoes, sneakers, first thing that comes to mind, Nike, right? We want our audience to also think about us when it comes to our brand, right? So what is your brand industry? How can I position myself as an expert, even if I'm not an expert in that industry, to make my audience think and know exactly what my brand may be right off the top of their head when they think about that industry, essentially, right? All right, and last but not least, number 5 is people don't trust you. I don't know about you, but I'm not giving my credit card information to any person that I do not trust, right? So how do we build trust? There's so many different ways. I wrote down a ton right here that you guys can go through to do to build trust. Number 1, Amazon does an amazing job at this. That is reviews and testimonials. Do not be afraid of sharing reviews and testimonials on your website, sharing them on your social media platforms, making them a part of your content. People are spoiled to this day when it comes to reviews and testimonials. We can thank Jeff Bezos for that in Amazon. I'm not buying nothing on Amazon unless they got a review. And your audience, they're using that same exact behavior now, even when it comes to the small brands as well, right? So we want to definitely incorporate reviews and testimonials. We talked a lot about websites earlier, but I think another thing that will help you build trust on your website is trust badges. There's so many different Shopify apps that you can go through and use that have trust badges. So I would highly recommend using and checking out those. And another tip when it comes to building out trust is be very responsive. Interact with your customers in the comment section. You want to make sure that you're interacting with people maybe on Instagram Live. Customer service is everything. Do not be one of those brands who say no DMs. Accept DMs, please. There are sales. There is money in your DM. I'll never forget when my coach told me that. She said there is money in your DMs. And ever since I made sure to prioritize my DMs, I close more sales online in my DMs than when people actually just stumble across me sometimes due to my marketing, right? There's money in your DMs. There's money when it comes to customer support. And those are some of the top ways that your audience is going to be able to trust you more is when you show up, you do the things that you say that you are going to do, and you respond to them. You interact with them. You build that community to them, and you talk to them as if they are your best friend, you guys. Top little secrets there. Hope this video was helpful for you guys. Make sure you guys go through and download Minta and also reconvert to the back end of your Shopify stores today. Those are two apps that when I even had my business, I used, and they saved me a ton of time and also a ton of money. If you are not good at content creation, Minta is going to be your best friend. If you're trying to figure out how can I increase my sales, increase my average order values, Reconvert is going to be your best friend there. Don't forget to click the link in my bio. Go through. Make sure you guys join us at Building Your Brand Workshop. I'm super excited. I'm bringing all my girls with me. This is going to be the place that you want to make sure that you spend 2 days with me next week. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.